Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another 40k After Dark, your weekly Friday 40k show that's kind of not really 40k, but it's kind of called 40k, but it's not really 40k. Hopefully this week it'll be a bit better than last week. I intend to do more than an hour this week. Can you imagine that was a week ago? Yeah, got your mic ready.
Yeah.
Oh, your cable's making noises.
Is it?
Yeah. Everyone's already been deafened. Stop, touch. Oh my lord, woman. Right, I'm going to mute you until you... Okay.
Now?
Talk?
A, B,
okay, it's not scratching. As long as you don't touch the cable or your mic, we're fine. Okay.
Okay.
So it started the same at least. Welcome back to another stream, you beautiful humans. How are you all doing on this fine Friday evening? We have cider this time. We're going to have a better attempt at drinking it, unlike we did last Friday. I'm feeling good today, people. I'm feeling good. How are we all doing? Tell me how you're getting on whilst I pour this. With ASMR, I don't know. But if the mic even picks that up. Might pick that up.
Might pick that up.
How are we all doing? Right, good evening. Let's go. Evening all. Yeah, welcome everybody. And Samuel nailed it already. Like the stream, you shits. There we go. Click that magical thumbs up button for me if you like our streams. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live. We've got something interesting to talk about tonight. It is actually semi-40k related. So we're going to share a screen in just a moment. I'm going to talk about an article that Games Workshop released yesterday. And then if you are new here and you are not aware, it will probably stay on 40k a bit. But on the whole, we will probably talk about all kinds of nonsense. We'll go off on tangents. Luce and I will talk about our feelings and shit. And then before you know it, it'll be time for us all to go to bed, ready for a lovely weekend. So, Games Workshop dropped an article about 10th edition. And as I'm sure a lot of you are already aware, I am pretty excited about 10th edition, right? I'm pretty hyped for it. So, if I... Oh, hang on, let me do a thing. Yeston, thank you so much for gifting a membership straight away. Okay, here's another thing, by the way, right? I've changed the gifted membership target for March, conscious that this is the last stream, simply because I'm not happy now that my record member stream is one with Eddie in it.
But Eddie's pretty good. I know you'll never hear the end of it, but Eddie is pretty good.
I just, honestly,
It was nice of him to wear his work clothes yesterday as well.
I can't have him be the highest number of members on stream. Like, it just doesn't seem right. So I set a new target, and if we hit the target tonight for March, it won't be an Eddie stream, and he'll be gutted immediately. So, you know, it's on you, chat. It's on you. We've already got, how many? 174 people in chat, right? So each one of you gifts 2 will beat it, and then he can shut up. And that's what I'm happy for. Anyway, back to the Games Workshop article in the meantime, okay? Beautiful. Screen share. Here it is. Here is the new thing that they released yesterday, if you haven't seen it already. How army building works in the new edition of Warhammer 40k. Simplified, not simple. Look at that. They're putting that on everything at the moment, that particular statement. Isn't an empty sentiment. It's a deep design philosophy that touches all parts of the new edition of Warhammer 40k, including how to muster an army. The detachment system has been a mainstay of Warhammer 40k for decades in one form or another. Battlefield roles and the old force organisation chart were originally intended to help people structure their armies, but always came at the cost of arbitrary restrictions and exceptions. It served the game well, but battlefield roles are out.
Like Scotch and Surly Furious.
Good man. Hope you're enjoying it. And major new flexibility is in. So get rid of battlefield roles, they're saying. Battlefield roles, if you're not aware, battlefield roles. Troops, HQ, fast attack, elites, heavy supports. We've had these for ages. Even back in the days of the combined arms attachment, we had these battlefield role slots. It says battlefield roles are out. Major new flexibility is in. For the new edition, the rules team have tried to incentivize the use of a wider range of units by ensuring that each one has a cool, unique ability to bring to the field. Troops are no longer a tax you must pay to unlock the units you actually want to take, but you'll absolutely still be seeing plenty of classic frontline squads showing up on the field. This both excites me and frightens me.
Lol, I'm not gifting tonight then. Gotta stick with my fellow Necron player, even if he is scrawny and short.
How about this? If you do, then I'll allow him to come back. If you don't, I'll just ban him. There you go. I'll just ban him, Mandy. Done. Easy. Solves your problem. Thank you, Nordost, for gifting the 1. Okay. So this kind of excites me and concerns me slightly. Hoping that basically troops, I guess, have the better objective capturing statistic So they encourage you to take them, because I don't necessarily want to just never see troops again. But I do like the fact that you don't have to take troops to unlock the things that you want to take, like cool fast attack choices or cool elites choices and stuff like that. So,
is it because he plays Necrons or because he was dressed like Waldo?
Both, Jacko, both. Wally, by the way, his name's Wally in this country. So then it gives you a 6-step guide to mustering your army, okay? Select the battle size, start your army roster, choose a faction, select detachment rules, select units, promote your warlord. 4, I'll bring attention to 4, select detachment rules. That one's interesting, okay? That's interesting. So, battle size, number 1. There are now 3 main sizes. Incursion at 1,000 points, Strike Force at 2,000, and Onslaught at 3,000 points. 500-point games are still perfectly possible, of course, but the Warhammer 40k core rules are optimised for slightly larger forces than that. Well, obviously, we have patrol boxes, combat patrol boxes, and they're going to bring out this new combat patrol mode. That will be probably your less than 1,000 points, right? So they'll have a mode for it. This is for full size 40k, okay? Beautiful. Power levels are a thing of the past. Thank the Lord. They have been terrible since day one, and nobody wanted or needed them. Thank God they're gone. Points are now the order of the day. This is the right life choice. We never needed power levels. We never had to have power levels, right? Beautiful. Okay. Army roster. Rosters can be anything you want them to be. You'll be able to download blank printable roster sheets from Warhammer Community, use the upcoming new Warhammer 40,000 app, pause, if they don't fuck it, otherwise we'll all still use Battlescribe, or even write it all down on a piece of paper. Just make sure your opponent can see it before you start. I'm really hoping they don't ruin this app. I'm really hoping this app works, otherwise this will severely depress me. Because I can imagine if they are building an app, and they are Games Workshop, they've been charged a lot of money, so fingers crossed they get it right, because if they don't get it right, we will just continue to use Battlescribe. They haven't touched on Battlescribe, obviously, because it's not a Games Workshop product, but let's face it, it's what most of us use. Select faction. This step hasn't changed, but it has. Pick your favourite army and prepare for battle. This step also decides your faction keyword. Note that it's quite rare to pick allies in most game modes, and that's where it's changed. Allies have changed significantly. It's assumed that your force will be drawn from a single faction. However, if you want to play larger games representing the combined forces of, say, an Imperial and Dominus Crusade fleet, you absolutely can in a casual setting. So it sounds like they're going to pull away a little bit from any kind of allies. So if you, those of you that played 8th edition, you'll probably remember that certain armies had incredible soup power, and you had Imperium armies with Blood Angels Supreme Command detachments, and an Imperial Knight Auxiliary detachment, and then an Imperial Guard battalion detachment. It was a mess, right? They kind of addressed that in 9th. It's not been so much of a problem, soup, but it looks like they're going to try and get rid of souping completely and just kind of encourage you to play with a base faction, which I'm all for. I like soup narratively, but it should be kept to narrative, right? I don't necessarily like soup competitively because people just abuse it ultimately. Okay, right. Select detachment rules. It then says, here's where the differences begin to show themselves. This is interesting, this one. Instead of choosing a sub-faction or constructing your own...
Surprisingly, been really enjoying building and painting a new army without knowing how they'll even play in 10th. Strangely freeing.
Yeah, I'd imagine it is, Brennan. What army is it, out of interest? I imagine it is quite freeing, though, because you don't have to panic about rules, because you know it's all going to change until 10th comes and they fuck you, right? Anyway, instead of choosing a sub-faction or constructing your own, you now choose a single set of detachment rules for your whole army. These include special abilities, enhancements, stratagems, and unit restrictions. For instance, you might be playing the Gladius Task Force of the Adeptus Astartes. Your faction gives you the Oath of Moment army rule, more on this next week, while your detachment gives you access to 6 unique stratagems on top of the core group in the main rules, as well as 4 exclusive enhancements for your Space Marine characters. It also bags you the Combat Doctrines ability, which allows you to pick from 3 powerful doctrines during the command phase. If you choose to fight with a different detachment, you'd replace the stratagems, enhancements, and combat doctrines with those of the new detachment. No longer stacking. So you take the Gladius Task Force, here's your rules. You take a different task force, here's your rules. You don't get both, you get one or the other, okay? I kind of like that, right? If you choose to fight with this detachment, you replace the stratagems, enhancement, and combat doctrines. That's cool. Detachment choice will rarely be tied to an army colour scheme, another thing I'm super happy with. So while Ultramarines might be the theoretical and practical masters of the Gladius Task Force, other chapters can use it too.
The roster concept is something all the apps lacked, and I am happy to see it. I want to enter all my models, then assign them to lists as needed.
That would be good if they get that right, Maud. Yeah, thanks for the donut, you're a hero. Okay. So they might be the masters of the Gladius Task Force, but other chapters can use it too, and the same will be true of many other detachments as they are added into the game. Right now, we might see whether they might start charging money in the future. Okay, this also means they can try multiple detachments with a single army. You are not going to be locked into a single detachment just because you painted your army blue or red or yellow. So at the moment, if you're playing, I don't know, Imperial Fists, and you think your army doctrine is absolutely terrible, you can't use them as Ultramarines and use the Ultramarines rules. You're not allowed to. But with this, you would be allowed to do that.
So, max of 6 chimeras, and here I am with 15.
You've just jumped the gun there, Paul. You've just spurted your load too early. We've not got to that part yet, right? Just wait. Okay. So it does mean that if a faction, if an army rule comes out that doesn't suit your playstyle, isn't something you want to do, isn't how you see your Imperial Fists working, you don't have to use that one. You can use one of the other detachment abilities available to you. This is also quite nice and tasty. I quite like that, right? Not locking it to colour schemes is good. This is an incredibly flexible system that will allow for many weird and wonderful armies in future codexes. Perfect. Picking units. This is interesting, right? At least one character, max 1 of each epic hero, more on that in just a moment, up to 3 of the same datasheet, up to 6 of the same battle line or dedicated transports.
I am building Meitzens. I am glad Psychic Phase goes away and hopefully we see a different play style from Tsens than Psychic Phase heavy.
Yeah, I'm hoping they do it well, Christos, for armies like the Thousand Suns, because I think the reliance on weird psychic tests is, I'm not a fan of it. And I think that it could be done in a much more elegant way. And if they're going to simplify it and remove the psychic phase, this could be really good for things like Thousand Suns. I think you might lose some of your shooting attacks, etc., but you might get better psychic reliability, which is really key, right? Really clutch. So let's go into this. Using the faction keyword you picked earlier, you now select the units you want to include in your army with the following stipulations. You must include at least one character. You can only... This is interesting. This point 2 is very interesting. You can only include one of each named epic hero. We don't know yet what an epic hero is going to be. So it could be that just models like Primarchs are epic heroes. It could be also that all 6 Phoenix Lords are epic heroes. It could just be that all named characters are epic heroes. And if all named characters are epic heroes, that's going to be interesting. I think for myself as World Eaters, this makes it very, very difficult to build an army that I want to build because I wouldn't be able to take Khan and Lord Invocatus and Angron, right? If all named characters are epic heroes. So it'll be super interesting to see how they implement this. Very interesting to see that. Now, if we look at the silhouette is Gilliman, obviously. But it will be interesting to see how they implement the epic hero name. Whether it is, in fact, named epic heroes, whether it is all named characters or whether it's just certain epic heroes. I'm not sure. You can only include up to 3 units of each datasheet. However, you can include up to 6 units of each datasheet with a battle line or dedicated transport keywords. Back to Paul's point, right? Only 6 battle line and dedicated transport. So you can assume that most troops choices, tactical marines, intercessors, things like that, will have the battle line keyword. What I'm interested in is if they implement something that currently exists in Age of Sigmar, whereby if you take specific characters as your warlords or as your named character or whatever it might be, if that unlocks different levels of battle line. So for example, if you take Belial in Dark Angels and you then can't take Samael for sake of argument, does that then mean that standard Deathwing Terminators will gain the battle line keyword and therefore you'll be able to take 6 units of Deathwing Terminators instead of just 3? That's really interesting, and I'm kind of hoping they do the AOS thing, and they do allow you to take Wind Riders, for example, if an Autarchon jet bike happens to be your warlord, for sake of argument. Each character can only have 1 enhancement. You can't include more than 3 enhancements in total, and all these must be different, and that's it. Enhancements sound like they're different to warlord traits now. They're basically warlord traits, but they're not warlord traits. You get access to 4 bot attachment. You can use up to 3 of them, and that's you done. Right? What it doesn't say is if there's a reward for using less or a penalty to using all 3.
1 of each, not just 1 epic hero.
Max 1 of each epic hero. I don't know. This seems to be restrictive. I can't see souped Primarch lists anymore. We'll see. Although I'll take your points, Sigmund. Thank you for the donor. You're a hero. Select Warlord. You now choose 1 character as your leader. They gain the Warlord keyword, and you're ready to select your missions. There's a real power in the simplicity of the new system. Now on detachment, no detachment will ever need more than a couple of pages to cover all of its unique rules and restrictions, meaning there will never again be the need to waste time flicking through codex pages to find the right rule. They're really hammering this point home lately, mainly because I think people like us have complained about it for literally years. but no longer flicking through multiple books and pages. What do you say to Paul Harrison, Noose?
Oh, wait, hang on. Thank you for the poo.
Thank you for the poo. Thank you. There we go. Right. From the very start of the new edition, we'll be releasing dozens of packs of affordable index cards. Again, they've used that word affordable. This is a risk, GW, because your idea of affordable and our idea of affordable might be two different things. But it says affordable index cards, which will collect all your rules and data cards in one place for easy reference. These will also be available free online and in the new app. Doesn't say if it's free in the new app, interestingly. Right? Beautiful. That is currently what we have on list building in the brand new 10th edition Warhamster 40k. Okay? What do we think, chat? What do we think to all that nonsense?
Will Deathwing even exist anymore? Or will it be a strat like Red Butchers?
Oh, don't. You'll break me, Tim. You'll break me. Sister Marcy, you're a champion. Thank you for 5 gifted memberships. What an absolute legend. Puts us on 7. We've got some going to beat last night because I can't have Eddie winning again. It sucks. Makes me sad. Makes me sad. Thank you for the donations as well so far. What do you people think, right? They changed it from inexpensive to affordable. Yeah, they've already changed the word slightly, right? How are you all doing? We're doing good, Tom, Chris, Blackburn. Make up your mind what name you are. How are you doing? Affordable for a homeless bum or for Jeff Bezos? Well, this is the thing, right? I'm sure they consider their hobby to be affordable, but for many people it's not. It's actually exceptionally expensive. Now, I will add the caveat that I've said multiple times before. There is a distinct difference between expensive and value for money, right? So something can be expensive and can still be good value for money. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. So expensive things to certain people add a ton of value to their lives because they give them enjoyment or they give them some kind of benefit. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheap, but it does mean that they could be good value for money if you get lots out of them. Computer games nowadays at 70, 60, 70 pounds are expensive, really, but people get good value for money out of them, right? Free online, will people not just print them out? I mean, they could, obviously. Depends how nice the cards are that they buy. Stephen Adamson, thank you so much for the gifted membership. You're a legend. Love you dearly. Gaz says, congratulations, Bariza27, who has won the Jarls and Above Combat Patrol giveaway. Sweet. Did it announce in Discord as well, guys? So if you are watching the stream, you legend, and you have won that giveaway, make sure you DM me on Discord and we'll get a Combat Patrol box of your choice to you as fast as we can, depending on where you are, depends on whether it will come direct from Element Games, whether they'll send it via Lucini before it gets forwarded on its merry way to you. But congratulations. See, every month, if you're a Jarl or above, every month you get a chance to be entered into a giveaway. Just saying. Just saying. Since we already can't take more than one of a named character, I wonder if the intention of the rule is to limit unnamed HQ abuse. Well, this is the thing, right? So this is the stipulation of no more than one named hero.
Read the asterisk down the bottom. They are important.
Are they? Are they? We'll have to go and find where they are. In fact, smaller games can be catered for perfectly with the Combat Patrol format, which we took tactical, though exemptions are in place for classic cross-faction combos like Summoned Chaos Demons, Freeblade Knights, or Brood Brothers. Yeah, I mean, that's okay, that's cool. That's kind of expected, though, right? But thank you. Anyway, you hero. What was I saying? Where was I? What were we talking about? I'm pretty sure that Epic Hero would only be one Mortarian, Magnus the Red, and other named characters like them, not regular named characters. Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? So we're already in a place where you can only take one of each named character. That's already a thing. They're unique. They're already unique. I'm not entirely sure why they might necessarily reiterate the uniqueness of one named character. So I feel like there could be a restriction in place here where they might not be letting you take more than one named epic hero. But that depends on what is an epic hero. So Gulliman will be an epic hero. We know that already because that's a silhouette. And you'd like to think that if they've used him as a silhouette, they're probably going to name him an epic hero. What we don't know is if Tiggy, Chief Librarian Tigarius, is also an epic hero. And if that then means you'll only be able to take Gulliman or Tiggy, or whether it just means you can take one Gulliman, one Tiggy, which is kind of what it already is anyway. And I don't feel like they would emphasise it if it's the same as it is now. So I feel like there's supposed to be an additional restriction there that we might be missing. But we'll see. We'll see, right? Do you think this means that people will be able to play chapters that are not glued to fixed rules? Yes.
So, do you think guard platoons will make a return?
Do I think they will? No. Do I want them to? Yes. So they're two very different things. I want them to come back. I think guard platoons would be amazing, but I don't think they'll bring them back.
It says detachment will dictate units. So if I'm an Iron Hands player, do we think with the right detachment I could run Gulliman as an epic hero?
I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure about that one. That doesn't sound like it would ever work. It does say that you select... Where's the big graphic that I put on the frame? Start your army off to choose a faction. Select detachment rules, select units. Maybe. Who knows? But strictly, from the sounds of things, Leaks, strictly there is no such thing as Iron Hands anymore as rules, right? That'll be interesting how they do that. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I've just read the article. I know as much as you people know. Already this is seeming easier to consume and understand. Getting excited the more they tease. Yeah, Lee, absolutely. I think this is going to be a great introductory pathway into 40k. I feel like at the moment what they're teasing us sounds like the accessibility is going to be much better. We're trying to surmise a lot here from what is essentially quite a brief article. So it might be that I'm missing the mark. It might be that I'm wildly off of the epic named heroes. It might be that when you select your faction, it actually you're selecting Ultramarines or selecting Iron Hands, whatever. I can't imagine the intent would be allowed to allow you to run Gulliman with I don't know an Iron Hands named character, so I've stumbled straight away. But I can't imagine the intent would be allowed to allow you to run Gulliman with Iron Hands or as an Iron Hand. But they're saying that painted doesn't make a difference. It's going to be interesting. But I think the sort of freer and easier it is, the better it is. Because ultimately, people's narrative restrictions are on them. Like, if you want to narratively restrict your army, it's entirely up to you if you narratively restrict your army. If you want to, Mikey from Hellstorm, right? He's case in point. So he has had a Gulliman painted in Bloodraven's colours basically since Gulliman came out. Now, Bloodravens aren't an official chapter in the rules, or they haven't had official chapter rules for a while. I know they've had some kind of supplemental stuff in White Dwarf in the past, but strictly, they've not had chapter rules in the Codex for ages. I had no problems with him using his Ultramarine Gulliman painted as Bloodravens against me. That's never been an issue for me, but some people do get upset about it. I kind of like the fact that they're not locking things to colour schemes now. I'm kind of for that. So if you run Blood Angels, but you don't necessarily want to run melee heavy Blood Angels, well, you don't have to. You can potentially run something that's more balanced as a Space Marine faction, or even something range firepower focus should you want to. And you're not then going, hey, I've got this trait, I've got this chapter tactic that I just can't use. Nothing works. That would be silly. Overall, I'm excited about it. Right, I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see how this carries on. They've said already that they're going to give us some of the information next week about what some of the things that they've spoken about do. I'm excited to see them slowly leak. I think we're going to see a bunch of live streams over the coming weeks on Wednesday specifically that's looking at these new rules and going, this is cool stuff. At least I'm hoping anyway. Dork Gently, thank you so much for upgrading your membership to Scald. You're a legend. I love you dearly. You're right over there.
Yeah, I've just gone for a little wander on YouTube while you did your Warhammer thing.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on in the world anymore. I don't recognise any celebrity. All of the songs, they don't. You know when you're like.
But what is a celebrity nowadays as well? Why have you just touched the label printer?
Because it was wonky.
I think you're reading too much into the epic hero thing.
Okay.
It says one of each. Plain text reading. You can build an army of only named characters as long as you don't double up.
And your faction has enough named characters.
Narrative over competitive any day.
Well, you say that, Will, but I've seen you at lots of competitive events trying really hard, being gamey, but I've never seen you at a single narrative event yet. I'm just throwing it out there, Will. I'm just throwing it out there. Not seen you at a narrative event. We've got another one, not this weekend, but next weekend. I wonder if you'll be at that one. Isn't it legal? Is it legal that Primarchs can be used in any loyalist Space Marine force? I don't know about Space Marines. I'm honest with you, I don't really know.
Maybe the lion turns up and goes, this chapter's thing is bollocks. Right, anyone can fight with anyone from now on.
I love the fact that she just reads out bollocks.
Yeah, she's...
Amazing. I mean, maybe that's what the lion does. I mean, his rules weren't massively exciting, were they? But his model is at least. Calgar's chapter master like Dante and Blood Angels, whereas Gulliman is Imperial Regent. Well, currently Prime Lever, he's Imperial Regent. So I suspect he'll be able to be used in any Imperial faction rather than remain tied to Ultramarines. Currently, he's Imperial Regent. The Lion might turn up and challenge that. I'd really want to see some kind of internal beef between the Lion and Gulliman. I really want to see that. Unfortunately, it says you are no longer taking a subscription when trying to start one. What about Lord Adam? Unfortunately, it says you're no longer taking subscription and trying to start. What are you on about? That'd be really cool. I think 4 of each non-Space Marine faction may be a bit much. They may release more down the road. I think there's going to be... So this is where they'll probably monetize it in terms of releasing rules in the future, is they'll be releasing more and more and more of these different types of detachments with the different abilities and stratagems, which historically I would say was bad because they just layer on. But these don't ever layer, they just replace. And because they just replace, I feel like it's going to... Like, at the moment, this is finally sounding like an addition I might even be able to teach the kids.
Have you seen the South Park Warhammer clip?
I have seen that, yeah. I haven't actually seen the full episode yet.
We watched that the other... Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I was amazed that they said, I'm paying 40k.
In competitive play, with no colour restrictions, will everyone just play the same less TA less diversity?
Well, arguably, yes and no. It depends on how well they do at balancing the different detachments with their abilities, Peter. So, for example, in Heresy, they didn't do a great job and everyone was running Dreadnought spam. But if they do a great job at balancing the detachments and what you can and can't take and what that does and doesn't give you, then you won't necessarily see everyone playing the same list. I think you might see good diversity. If they do a Heresy and balk it...
Trying to change weekends not going well so far.
Oh, he's a competitive player at heart as well. Competitive player at heart.
He's not trying.
He's not. He doesn't. No. It's because he wants to keep playing in GTs basically. But yeah, in Heresy they didn't do a great job. Oh.
I think it is just the one of each named character, but it also could be a balance thing. If something becomes broken, they can make it epic to stop combo.
Maybe. Be interesting. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, in Heresy, the Dreadnought detachment, or what do they call them? Rights of War in Heresy? Was so good that everyone was just taking that competitively, right? So, we'll see. I'm pretty certain that faction defines which units you can bring, and detachment defines the special rules you can use. Yeah, absolutely. So you can't take Calgar in a non-Ultramarines faction, but you can use the Ultramarine rules. Okay. But there's no Ultramarine rules. That's the point. There is no Ultramarine rules anymore. There's detachment rules. There's no Ultramarine rules. And this is a key just difference to what we're having right now. Currently, you go, I'm running Sim Han, or I'm running Black Legion, or I'm running Ultramarines, or I'm running Novok. That's all gone. Okay? You don't have any of that anymore. You don't have, I'm running Ultramarines. You don't have that. You're running Ultramarines in the sense that they're painted blue, and you've got Calgar on the table, but you have a detachment ability. And you don't, it's not an Ultramarines detachment ability, you have a detachment ability. Simple as that. Okay? After seeing how amazing the Lion model is, makes me want a new Kaldor Drago model so bad I may use the Lion model for a heavy conversion.
Wolf Lord Rowe has done a good video on G-Man v Lion.
Has what, like actual rules or narrative? Sick Monkey, thank you for the donation. Like your hero. After seeing, I've read that already. Converting the Lion would be interesting, although you need to see what the kit's like once it's finally here.
Curious, cunty bollocks.
Was that worth it, Dave, for £2? Best £2 you spent? My goodness, it got through. Sorry, kids. Dave, it's 2 minutes to 10 at night on the UK, right? If kids are watching, it's their own fault, right? Parents should be more responsible. If you were a speculating man, what army do you think would get better with 10th edition? Actually, interestingly, I think that one of the things that they could be doing and should be doing with 10th edition is making Space Marines good again.
I'm very happy about free rules. It's one of the things I've been saying they should do for years, so you can just play the game without paying an entrance fee every time they come out with a new edition.
Yeah, 100%. And there's lots of other gaming systems out there who do already offer free rules, right? So it's super clear that they're doing this. I haven't updated my tracker either, have I? 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8 gifts. Eddie's going to be the champion again. That makes me sad. 53. Not going to do it tonight, chat. Not going to hit that 1,500 for the month. Sad face. That's why it's in the Ultramarines rules. Is the Gladiator Strike Force. So I get it. I get how you've emphasised, but they're not Ultramarines rules. They're Gladiator Strike Force rules that might be more suited to Ultramarines, but they're not the Ultramarines rules. Right? I have a feeling Space Marine are going to get supplements with detachment choices down the road, possibly. So Space Marines, I feel like, is one of the ones they're going to try and improve upon because they're just not what they should be. The elite super soldiers, the elite fighting force, of the Warhammer 40k universe for the Imperium, and they're piss weak compared to Guard, really, aren't they? So I don't know if I like that. I want my Salamanders to still be tougher and better with Flamers and Melter. Well, I'm assuming, Rick, that eventually you'll have a detachment ability that will give you a Salamander's feel. That's what I'm assuming, right? Because I can't imagine they're going to come too hard away from flavour, but they want to simplify it for most people, which is incredible. Right, simplifying it. I don't like the fact they keep using it themselves, simplified, not simple, but it is important that there is a distinction there. It doesn't have to be a simple game to be able to be something. It doesn't have to be a simple game to be simplified. There can still be layers of narrative flavour and things that make your army operate the way you want your army to operate. Right, that's still going to happen. That's still going to exist. But it doesn't necessarily have to be convoluted, complicated, multiple pages, multiple different layered rules to try and get that to happen. I don't know if there's an army out there where I feel like you need lots of layered rules to make them feel like the army should work. Like it's not required. So I get what you're saying, and I do want like Simhan to feel like Simhan, and I want Space Wolves to feel like Space Wolves, and Dark Angels to feel like Dark Angels, and Prophets of the Flesh to feel like Prophets of the Flesh. But I'm pro this, and I feel like this gives you the freedom to make them feel like how they should feel like, rather than they tell you how they should work and how they should feel. You get the choice here. I think that's better, right? Big shout out to Big Bad John, Big Bad Daddy John McCardle, gifted 50.
Yeah.
And then Ginger Steve came in with his little wiggly 10 at the end there.
Wiggly.
Just at the end there, with a little wiggly 10. Thank you, Ginger Steve. You're a hero. Love you very dearly. And Stick Monkey with another gifted 10. There we go. Now it's working. So that's... now you're going to make me do maths and shit, aren't you? Maths and shit. 1253 plus 70, Luce.
Say that again.
1253 plus 70.
125.
1323. There we go. Thank you. Boom. Done. That was probably right.
Let the drinks flow. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Can't wait to get my hands on the new Termies. Much love all. Heart.
I actually, as a person who's not been a Terminator fan forever, I actually really like the new Terminators. Although Joe has pointed out something which I think he's probably right on. Don't tell him, people. Don't tell him that I think he's right, because I don't like saying things like this. But it looks like those new Terminators, currently at least, are only being shown off in push fit. Because if you look at the painting article, all the poses are identical. I don't like push fit.
What's so wrong with push fit?
So push fit's fine, with an exception. So push fit for starters and for new players is incredible, right? I think it's great. It's a great way to get people in. It's easy. You don't have to worry about making your model fit and pose and all that kind of stuff. But if say you want 30 Terminators, okay, in your army, you want 3 squads of 10 Terminators in your army, and you only can have 5 push fit ones. That means for every one of those models, you've got 6 duplicate poses.
I'd be okay with that.
I'm not okay with that.
So you'd want all of them to be different?
All 30, I would want to make them slightly different.
Okay. Can you do that? Can you...
So for some armies, for a lot of armies, you can, yeah. You can make them different. They're coming... So it used to be a little bit easier. It used to be easier to make them more customized, but the sculpts weren't as nice.
If the Legion distinctions are really gone, I'm buying Harken to run with my Night Lords Raptors. Gimme a Go Fast CSM rule set and I'm happy.
But you might actually get a Go Fast CSM rule set now. That's the nice part, right? But yeah, so we're in a weird place where they used to have like legs, torso, arms, head. So you could just slightly move each one of the arms in different places and you had a different pose, right? But now they don't have that so much. They have models that are cut up in different ways, so they only go together a certain way. And normally from each model, you could make 2, maybe 3 poses. So in some boxes now, you just have duplicates anyway, and there's nothing you can do unless you want to convert. But I don't like having duplicate models. I'm more okay with it with line infantry, when it's just got masses of infantry, because I'm like, cool, it's mass infantry. But when it's like elite units, I'm less okay with it. I want there to be a distinction between each model, personally.
What about models where the arms have like a ball and socket fixture, so you can actually each time?
Yeah, so that's fine.
That'd be cool.
So you can pose exactly. Well,
it'd be a ball ache. to paint.
Oh, that's what you did there. A ball ache. I'm looking forward to Get the Lion and the new Terminators, but I will need the bits to convert the Terminators into Space Wolf Terminators, says the Colonel. You get the Lion. What are you turning him into then, Space Wolfie? We'll be like intercessors for Launchbox after a few months. Multi-part will come out. I'm hoping so, Ozzy. I mean, I can't see them only bringing out push-fit Terminators. To be clear, chat, I think that they will be bringing out non-push-fit.
Push-fit is fine, but variety is the spice of life.
Exactly. I think push-fit in a starter box is perfectly okay. I have no problems with push-fit in a starter box. But I want them to make sure that they don't spend a long time getting out the multi-pose or more multi-pose. Even something along the lines of the Chaos Space Marine Terminators I'd be okay with, yes.
What if you paid a price per model, but you went into the shop and you bought the limbs? So you paid, I don't know, £10 for one model, but you just went in and bought the limbs so you could actually get
GW kind of used to do this.
But don't plastic package everything. Just literally.
Indomitus was all Monopus, so they may just be the sculpts from the 10th release box rather than the full kit.
100% primary. That's what I'm expecting. So they kind of used to do that sort of, but that's when they used to cast essentially metal pieces, right? So you'd be able to mail order an individual arm if you wanted to. You didn't have to buy the whole kit. Now with their construction process and how they make their plastic miniatures, it would be impossible for them to just be printing an arm each time and print 1 million arms. Like, it wouldn't be economically viable for them.
So why did they used to do it?
Because it's metal. It was cast metal. It was different. Their processes were different. The size of what they are now and how they operate now, it wouldn't be possible to have the mail order bits again. There's businesses out there.
Push fit is simplified, not simple.
Fuck off, John. There's bit sites out there on places like eBay. There's bit sites that literally have a whole business of buying kits, cutting all the individual bits out, and then selling them separately to people. There's websites that make money doing that. Whether that's a primary income for people or a side income as a hobby, I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
But there are businesses out there that do just sell bits. And there are bit sites. You can go to bit sites and go, I just want this specific arm from this specific Space Marine. Can you find it for me? Or do you have it?
How much would it quickly turn into my version of earrings if you could see arms and legs in like little drawers, and you go to your Games Workshop shop and you just go in there and you say, right, I want to pay for 3 models, but I want to custom make them. How much would that be? Oh my god!
So the incredible people at Factorum kind of did this recently, right? So Cad realised that from some of the projects that they've been doing over there, he had a ton of leftover sprues from 40k, from historical wargaming, from bolt action, from all kinds of different like gaming systems. Tons and tons and tons of sprues, loads and loads and loads of just bits, like lots and lots and lots of bits. And he was like, "What do I do with it?" They've got a regular D&D club. So I think he charged each D&D player like £5 and was like, you can make your D&D character for £5 and you have access to all of these spare sprues. Go.
Oh, wow.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So there are people out there that already do that. Games Workshop are never going to do it. They just won't. They have complete kits and complete kits only.
That sounds, because D&D, you build your character from scratch.
You can do, yeah. I mean, there are places that sell D&D models and stuff like that as well, but a lot of people with D&D will kit back. Do you know, it's something I've never played and I really want to have a go at one day.
I want to have a go.
I've never played D&D.
Biblical Nipple says Build-A-Bear Space Marines.
Yeah. Although, babe.
Much cheaper.
Although, babe, I don't feel like I feel like you were optimistic. Games Workshop, I feel like you were optimistic at £10 a model.
Yeah, I know. I just threw a number out there because I thought, what would I pay for it? And like even a tenner.
John says, "Whoa, 1,500 is the goal." Right, John. Right.
Don't do it.
I had a record until last night of my highest number of members in a single stream, and I was quite happy with that record. And we jokingly said last night, see if we can beat it tonight. Eddie just basically said to me before stream, if we beat your membership record, can I come back? And I was like, yeah, well, definitely, if you beat the membership record. And then we beat it, which, you know, is all well and good, but I don't like Eddie having that title of we got the most amount of members on one of my streams. Like, mostly because fuck him. So what I had to do was work out what was higher than last night's total and then round it to the nearest. And so
I just love the look of the lion, and he will be my first ever Primarch, and I don't even collect Dark Angels.
He'll be my one as well. I can't wait to get my hands on him. He is absolutely... He's a beautiful model. I completely agree with you, Colonel. So what we did was I set it at 1,500, and I was like, right, that is... We got 231 last night. You people are amazing. Thank you so much. But that was like 260 was at 1,500, but it was a nice round number. Okay. 341 people in chat. Everyone gifts one. Everyone gifts one, and we beat the total. We beat the total up there, and we beat Eddie's fucking record, which makes me angry.
A factor, I'm going to do that again. Sort of, here's a give us $5 you can make.
As far as I'm aware, it's very well received, so I can't see why they wouldn't do it again.
That sounds amazing.
Lego does it in their stores for minifigs, and you get to build 3 minifigs for $10 US.
Yeah, they do it. We've got a Lego store in Southampton. They do it here as well.
And they put it on a keychain for you, I think.
I think they do, yeah. It's a great idea, but...
Channel D&D game? That would be fun to watch.
The thing that puts me off Channel D&D games, Chris, is simply the time sink. So I understand that D&D can be a monumental time sink. I wouldn't be against it, necessarily, but I also don't know if there's... My audience, our current audience, I don't feel like would love it that much. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think that D&D probably has potentially a bigger audience than 40k overall. Look at things like Critical Role. However, I don't think that's time worth putting in right now. Carl of Hodgie says, on my phone, no gifty. Well, go to the website then.
I like the sound of D&D just because of the potential for nachos while you're playing. You can't really do nachos with 40k. The crumbs,
you can, you absolutely can.
Models with cheesy fingers.
Chat's listening loose. Squirrel Noob, thank you for the gifted membership. Peter Costerman, thank you for the gifted membership. Crisis, thank you for the gifted membership. John says, gift memberships, people. I am banned now. He wouldn't want to have to go and log into his other account, right? So come on. Sam Brion, 21, thank you for the 5 gifts, right? If we get it, if we beat the... I'll promise you now, if we beat the record, I won't talk about the record again for at least another 2 days. Brilliant. Imagine the Carnage D&D with this lot. I think it'd be fun, though. Skippy the Magnificent, thank you for another gifted membership. You people are incredible. Love you so much. So, that is... Hang on. Where are we now after John's big dick in it? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19.
A ton of homeschoolers use D&D to get their kids to use English language skill sets. Because you have to write about your character, create the character, do the narrative, everything. So it's a an English skill set, I guess. If you have a child that really hates creative writing, get them to do D&D.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Now, all right. Now you're all messing me up here. Okay. Because now what you're all doing is you're all just gifting the ones that I can't keep up with it when I'm doing my maths and stuff. Right, brilliant. So, thank you so much, Rimney, for gifting 5. Carl, you found the button. You gifted another one. Dave then gifted another 5. Resident Rum Drinker, great name, became a member of his own accord. Thank you so much.
There. Resident Rum Drinker.
Ghastly gifted one. We're going to do it, chat, aren't we? We're nearly halfway there. We're nearly halfway to the record.
I did see that, and I thought, oh, that's April's, and then it still said March, and I thought, no.
We actually beat March's total. I'm just trying to fuck Eddie over because I don't have to invite him back, honestly.
I want to be excited for my Farsight this weekend, but the fact it still says pending doesn't give me hope to see it anytime soon.
Ooh. Where'd you buy it from, Scott? Direct GW, or did you get it from a third party? I'm hoping it turns up for you, man. I'm hoping it turns up for you.
D&D goes faster if people stay sober.
That's probably a
no promises though. No promises in this channel. Not a chance. We could do a learned D&D stream though. With like, could you imagine actually me and Joe and Eddie? You could even play.
I'd love to learn.
We could do like a D&D round the table session. That'd be great, actually.
I think my brother used to play it with his mates, and I was sort of always in the background, either coming in from a night out or about to go out on a night out. So I'm pretty sure they played.
I used to run D&D games for newcomers. Totally possible to have a 3-hour intro session with the right DM. Do it. You won't regret it. It's
I feel like we would have to make Eddie the dungeon master though.
Obviously, it has to be Eddie.
Because he's like a shit Harold Wolowitz.
A decent sum to see a Death Watch RPG one shot. Maybe blended with chat plays. A Lamenter chat insert party member.
Sounds incredible. Thank you so much, Adrian, you hero. Skippy, thank you for another gift of 5. Legends. Look at you all doing it now just to see Eddie off. Make me happy. Make me happy, chat. Oh, hang on. Where are we now? What does it say we are? It says we are... Oh, I stopped it. This is a problem. John, you... Oh, no. Who let him in?
I've been having that song going around my head now. Is it Stephen Lynch?
Stephen Lynch?
Who did It's D&D?
That was Stephen Lynch. Yeah, oh, I love Stephen Lynch.
I've had that song going around like a ticker tape.
John, thank you for the next gifted 50 as well. You're a fucking hero. I love you. But yeah, I think Eddie being the Dungeon Master would be fun because, like I said, he is in fact our version of a shit Howard Wolowitz. Yeah. So, and he was a DM, wasn't he, on that show? That,
yeah, Eddie, you've got to do like your Big Bang Theory.
Thank you.
You've got to do your voices. Who is it that Howard Wolowitz does? He does Christopher Walken.
So Eddie does do the voices, yeah. He promised us voices over years ago, though, so, you know.
If you want to try D&D, I can run a few people through an online one-shot for you, Liam. Genuine offer.
I appreciate it. Do people actually want to see... Like, this has got more excitement than I expected. Do people actually want to see some D&D on their channel? I mean, I'm not against it.
Isn't Dark Heresy essentially 40k D&D?
No idea. I don't know what that is, if I'm honest with you. I can't say I've ever actually really heard of it. Biblical Nipple. What a great name. Thank you for the 10. Look at you people.
Drunken Dragons do it.
Drunken Dragons. That's what we should call it. That should be the name of the show. Drunken Dragons.
If you don't invite Eddie back, then no more donations or Pugrego and chat plays. Your move, Dempsey.
Easton, let's be honest. Do we honestly actually ever think I won't invite him back? I'll always have him back. I just can't have him have the gifted memberships thing over me. Easton, right?
Got it direct from GW 2 minutes before it's...
All right, okay. So at least you've got it from... So at least you haven't got it from a third party who then might lose their supply from GW. That's a bonus at least, right? So...
How long?
Hell yes to the D&D.
I think we'd be great at it. Go on.
How long is a D&D game?
Well, someone's just said they ran a starter game for 3 hours, but I've seen them run for longer than 3 hours before. But I have recently, because I run this channel like a business, okay? So, and I do a lot of research on numbers and statistics and analysis, and I go, hey, I'm going to try some content for a month that didn't work. I'm going to change, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and all this kind of thing. So we've done lots of research and lots of number analysis, etc. The busiest time on YouTube for our audience, the time where it tells me the most of you are the most active, not everybody, but the most of you are the most active on YouTube, is between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. on a Sunday.
I believe that. It's a school night.
It's a school night. It's the end of the weekend. People aren't out anywhere. People are nice and chilled. The only time where it also hits the same level of peak for user activity from my audience is on a Wednesday at 9.
Dark Heresy is pretty much 40k D&D, and yes, D&D can be fun with the right group. You should at least try it. It won't hurt.
It could be great. It could be great. Thank you, Mandy. You're a legend. I've now promised that Eddie will come back, so you can gift again, right?
Dark Heresy is totally a tabletop RPG. You should definitely do it.
I think Joe would love this as well. So yeah, the only other time where the numbers are that high is Wednesday 9 p.m, which is why my 40k show is Wednesday at 9 p.m. Because
I have all the FFG Warhammer RPGs, Guard, Chaos, Death Watch, and Inquisition.
Amazing. That's incredible. So I've been looking at how I fill that gap on. I was actually talking to Eddie and Joe about it yesterday. How do I fill that gap on Sunday? And Eddie and Joe are both like, let's do a game stream. We can do that. I was like, we can't do it every Sunday though, and consistency is key. So if I did it every Sunday, I wouldn't be able to be a TO on GTs and stuff on Sundays as well. So I need something that I don't necessarily commit to every single week because we run the events.
Right.
But if there's a 4-hour window on a Sunday evening where people are active on YouTube, that could be every now and again, not frequently, not fortnightly, not every other week, not every third week or whatever.
Well, like, so monthly?
Who knows? Just when we've got a Sunday and we can all get together.
Because if a D&D game is, let's take the earlier comment, 3 hours, that's an awful lot of hall passes to get for a Sunday evening.
From who?
From everybody's missus. Yeah. I'd be pissed off if you went to someone else's house twice a week, every week, got in really late because you were doing 40k, and then you're like, by the way, I'm off again to the same place for a D&D game.
Eddie says, I only want him back because he brings in the big numbers. And you see, this is the whole reason why I want to beat the fucking stupid members nonsense, because of comments like that from Eddie, and I'm concerned about what I've just seen. Jay McCardle has just become a Hasir, which means John McCardle's in YouTube jail.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
And then Jay McCardle gifts 50. I saw that one coming.
Jonathan De Silva, a hall pass is a sore subject in my house in regards to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's entirely your fault, though, innit? To be fair, John, that story's one of my favourite stories. However, the fact that he did actually get caught out as like, John McCardle, you're a fucking legend. Thank you so much. 1471 is the number now, and
imagine Brom at a game of D&D.
Oh God, no! We want to get it finished this year.
I know. I think I've been making personal phone calls. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Joe. It's not Joe's fault. It's Brom.
Well, at least we know that John wants to beat Eddie's record. It would be fitting and apt that a 40k After Dark becomes the new record, though. You know, so at least I'll say that, right? That puts us, because of John, on 207. Okay, and the record from last night's 231. Team. Just saying. Oh no, 210. I lied. Oh, 214. Oh, hang on. Fucking hell. There's still more coming through. 216. Right, okay. We're on 216. The record's 31, so we need 16 more to beat last night's record, and then I'll shut up.
Should I give you 16?
No. God, no.
Private D&D group for Thanes and Up as a reward for higher membership.
Oh, that could be fun. Because you
Yeah.
can run D&D online.
Yeah, you can.
Ooh, another brains thinking. Liam, the gnome fighter with a giant axe he can't lift. Sounds like my character. Try hard, Eddie. This is just unfair. John's given, with his little new membership, John's given 151 memberships in a night. I feel like you're doing the heavy lifting of the channel, John. Thank you, man. You're a hero. Genuinely a hero. We'll get to eat. Fucking hell. I said we needed 16 to beat the record. 17 coming straight away.
Joe's D&D name would be the Pork Lord.
Pork Lord.
Yes, it would be the Pork Lord. 15, 16, 17. 17. Maths is a thing.
It's D&D.
I'm still waiting for Angron pre-order from Element. I'll be annoyed if I only get some of the ARC's books because GW pulled them back. I want them all.
So, they have stated, by the way, thank you, Romo Clock, you're a legend. Thank you, Christopher, you're a legend. Adrian, thank you for the gifted 10, you're a hero. Tim, thank you for the gifted 5, you're also one of my favourite people in the world. Kianan, thank you for another gifted 5, you're also one of my favourite people in the world. Skippy, I don't see that happening though, right? Because honestly, GW has said repeatedly that the Arcs of Omen books will still be relevant in 10th edition, because they said that they only contain rules that will be compatible with 10th edition. So I can't see you not getting Arcs of Omen books because of 10th. Because if they're going to be compatible, why would they stop selling them? So I think you're okay. I don't think you have to worry about that one. 193. We're actually going to fucking hit the monthly goal here, which I didn't think we would do. This is backfired. Anyway, Eddie, guess what? You don't have the record anymore. Fuck you.
Ray Sepulveda says, setting, a dark night in Coventry. At least Luce will survive. So we've already started now. Yeah. We have some idea of where we're starting from in our D&D quest.
In comes Luce's character with a shank. Stephen, thank you for gifting the 1. You're a legend. Look at all you attention seekers there getting in on the action as well. Thank you so much, you beautiful people. Try hard. I don't know how I didn't get one of these. I'm never touching the lottery ever again, says GBSD. Poor old GBSD, still sat there waiting for a gifted membership. At this point, nearly everyone in the fucking every subscriber we've got's got a gifted membership, haven't they?
Yeah, we might actually need to go leafleting, get more grey names.
So, talking of Mr. McCardle, he gifted me something else, which I'm going to show you now, chat. Right? It's okay, John, isn't it? Actually, I better say John's okay, because the thing that you sent, John, turned up today. Can I show them? Because I might use it as a channel giveaway in the future. Because I feel like if we do this as a channel giveaway at the moment, instead of selling it on eBay, then we could gain like 20,000 subs from a giveaway. Yeah. I think that's real. I think that's reasonable. What do you reckon? Sticky, thank you for 5 more gifted. Look at you. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Stop it, people, now, right? You've done it. That's enough.
Eddie said, right, chat. Next chat plays that I'm back for. We're knocking this record back out the park.
We're not. I'm going to turn off gifts for it.
That's cheating.
This is why you need Eddie back in chat plays. It's obvious by now the internet wants to tuck him up by throwing containers at him.
Oh, the internet definitely wants to fuck him back. That's exactly why I want him back as well. Thank you so much. The Milk 14 for another gifted membership.
I'm going into my local GW store tomorrow at 10 AM to grab one of their store sale AO books, as that's the only way I can guarantee getting it on release day. Even pre-ordering from GW doesn't arrive in time.
Yeah, they're not in a great place for that stuff right now, are they, Tim? It's slightly embarrassing for a multi-million-pound company, to be honest with you. I'd like to think they're doing everything they can to try and solve it, but who knows?
Syndicat says, like any D&D group, finding a night to play without clashing schedule. So do you have to play with the same people every
The
time?
book's lord's weakness would be his squash ball-sized bladder.
I think he needs to get that checked.
Why?
John says, I'm boycotting Eddie streams, says John Mercado. Can I show them this thing that you sent me, because I might use it as a giveaway?
You can right now get a bundle on Humble Bundle for Dark Heresy, Black Crusade and Only War RPGs for €24.
Are we not better? So thank you, Fred. But are we not better off doing proper D&D though, or are we like? How different is it? Because I feel like we're better off doing proper D&D. John McGuire says, "Good night, Grats on the record." He hasn't said whether I can show them this thing or not that turned up today. John, come on.
How come you have to play with the same people every time?
Because the story carries on. It's a linked story, isn't it?
So 3 hours and it's not done.
No, oh God, no. D&D campaigns can go on for weeks. No, it wouldn't be one-off. I thought you were excited about this, Luce.
I was. I think why don't
You
you
always
not
moan.
ever conclude stuff?
Oh, you always moan that things don't take long enough.
That's insane. 3 hours and it's not done.
Aaron says, I'm a nurse by trade, and Joe defo seems like he has diabetes. I know. I tell him he needs to get himself checked. Honestly, the other day, chat, right? This is 40k after dark, so it's allowed. The other day,
Right,
chat, right?
okay.
The other day, he said, I need to go and use the bathroom, and it was to go and sit down for a minute, okay? So I'm not going to go into graphic detail there, but you can understand what he was going to do. So off he went upstairs to our bathroom that's got a window, so he can open the window, because honestly, if you went in after him, you'd lose your fucking eyebrows. Off he went to use the bathroom. He was in there for 10 minutes doing what men do in the bathroom for 10 minutes, which is, getting rid of the best part of them and probably scrolling Instagram reels. He then came downstairs afterwards. Was like, right, we're going to go to Morrison's to get some dinner for later. And he went, cool, I'm just going to use the bathroom, have a wee. I was like, what? What?
He might just have really poor bladder training, and so...
I'm hoping GW sends me the 10th launch box accidentally instead of a
I don't think that was an accidental send. I honestly don't think it was. Rob Paul Hero, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I don't think it was an accidental send. I think that was an on-purpose leak that was dressed as an accidental send. If you're talking about the Dante leak, I don't feel like that was an accidental send from the warehouse. I think that was an intentional leak dressed as an accidental send, is my opinion.
Apparently D&D campaigns can go for decades.
I can believe that. Still excited, babe?
No.
My current Norse-themed D&D game has been going for 2.5 years.
Reg D&D is better and can be 40k flavoured if you want.
Okay, but beautiful. That sounds good, Brennan. Thank you.
I think it's time to get Double back out the cupboard. That's a good, solid, wholesome
So Ed says it's been going for
game,
2.5 years, and they're only about 2/3 of the way through my story.
and it's done. You double it up, done. Everyone goes home,
What are you
like
talking about?
5 minutes maximum. Double.
What's double?
Well, there we go. We'll learn double, babe. It's great.
No.
You can get as many decks as you want on the go.
This doesn't sound fun. What? No. We're more likely to play Monopoly on stream. Actually, in fact, no, we're not going to play Monopoly. People get violent.
The last campaign I ran was 3.5 years.
See? Loads of content. How old? Okay, interesting. So people are talking about 2.5 years, 3.5 years, etc. So Jacko and Cornet Ed, how often were you playing? That's an interesting question. Because they're playing once a month.
Okay.
Right? Then
Okay.
2 years is 24 games. That's not the worst. If they're playing like once a week, and it's 3-4 hours a time once a week, then I'm like, okay, that's a lot of time to.
How
big's your fucking dungeon?
Like, I don't.
James says it's just Snap.
It pretty much is. It's like an extreme Snap, though.
Living Greyhawk D&D goes on for years. Your character starts at 1, and you go on adventures with different people each time. Sounds like it sounds fun though.
I don't like the Milk 14. My character died a few weeks ago. I don't understand why you sound shocked / sad. Like,
Burgosaurus looking
don't-
sharp. How do you maintain your beard? Exclamation mark the beard struggle. Exclamation mark beard. Sorry, gives you a link to the beard struggle and a discount code actually, which is 20% off. I use their stuff. I use an oil, a balm, and a heated brush to straighten it. 1 oil, 1 balm, 1 heated brush. They sell day and night oils. Don't buy the day oil, just buy the night oil because it has everything the day oil has in it plus something else. They sell balms and waxes. You don't need the wax, just buy the balm. Thank you for the heart, Chris. They do sell beard washes and conditioners for the shower. I do use both of those. And there's a heated beard comb. And all you do is wake up in the morning, put my comb on, let it get hot, straighten my face out so I don't look like I'm like this when I go up in the morning, straighten it out, and then a little bit of oil, a little bit of balm, done.
what happens if you have someone in your D&D group that is a friend of a friend and they've turned up and they're not very nice?
The Dungeon Master just kills them off.
What do you can't can't just be like,
yeah,
boo,
yeah,
gone, beheaded, gone.
Ed says every week for 3 to 4 hours a session, with exceptions for holidays, birthdays, etc. Probably played 42 sessions a year.
Congratulations, chat, on turning an initially enthused loose totally off D&D. Sterling says, Sterling.
How big's your dungeon? Sounds filthy.
Honestly, this is what I live with. I get really excited for stuff, and somehow they take it and turn it, and then send me away, dragging my bottom lip with me.
But I don't.
feeling
I haven't done
really
this.
like-
I haven't done. Like, I still think it'd be fun. I reckon we should get Ed in to be a dungeon master. Fuck Eddie.
But you know what? People do it all the time. My allotment plot. I was in the allotment shop getting my seeds.
This is where she talked about her strip.
Yeah, my strip. And I had somebody say to me, "Oh, have you found all the slug eggs yet?" And I feel like going, "Why? Why? I'm really excited. I've dug it over. It was a jungle. It's not anymore. Why are you?" And now I've gotten to the bottom of it of, you are jealous. You are jealous of my jungle. You wish it was yours.
That's right, chat.
You wish it was yours. You're jealous.
You're all jealous of her jungle.
I've got all the slug eggs.
That's the phrase of the night. You're all jealous of her jungle.
Jealous
right?
of my jungle.
You give it a try, and if they're not vibing, you kick them out. That said, curate your D&D group where possible. Yeah, absolutely. I've had to kick someone out before, says Joe. See, a lot of people actually play. It's interesting. A lot of people play D&D.
Do you actually say, "Sorry, you're just not gelling. We don't want you back"? Like, would you say that if someone had travelled, got the hall pass, bought all their stuff? I'm assuming D&D is expensive.
You can do D&D one-shot game in 3 hours. Doesn't have to be years.
Yeah, but years sounds more interesting. I think that's more fun. More investment. I like things I have to be invested in. We play 40k for fuck's sake. Right?
My campaign was only about a year, once a week more or less. It sucks when your character dies. You have to get a whole new one and try to play it frown.
I think that's kind of cool. Like, I think that's cool, though. Like, I mean, I kind of into it. I kind of like the idea of that. As people that typically prefer narrative 40k over competitive, the fact that you build a long story and your character develops, character development's cool.
See, I was.
Luce, you don't need to search for slug eggs, just put hay with beer and rim it in sail. The beer lures them in. and if the salt doesn't kill her, they drown.
So she means rim it with salt. And she is talking about the bill, the bit,
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I wasn't born this morning.
Well, you're talking to everyone about your jungle, right? So
Why do people do it though? Honestly, and then there was this bloody know-it-all as well. I was buying some onions for pickling onions, and I said to the guy, do I need a raised bed or can I put them in the ground? Are they like potatoes that if you plant them, for example, way over the left, you'll find a potato on the right? And then this lady just butted in and was like, no, they all grow together, love. You felt like going, can you fuck off? I didn't ask you,
So
Beryl.
why didn't you say that?
Go away. I just can't, because...
I nearly put a reply on YouTube this morning.
What?
So I got a short. I started making a couple of shorts for my own channel as well because I've been learning loads from Titans, from doing some work with them. I was like, I could do some for my own channel. So I did one. And I purposely like to try and pick some slightly controversial topics in the 40k narrative to encourage people to comment. So I did the 3 strongest Primarchs, right? And strongest is a very loose term on purpose. Because do you mean physical strength? Do you mean their overall kind of persona? Do you mean... Like, there's loads of things you could mean by strongest. It's not a particularly descriptive
Set the
term.
table rules. Loose. If someone is twatting about and killing the vibe, you have to get them gone.
Get them gone, exactly.
How do you
See, I love it. Gamers are cutthroat, right? So anyway, I purposely made it kind of vague so people go, he's not the strongest, this one, because everyone's going to vote for their favourite Primarch, right? He's not the strongest, this guy's the strongest. One person put, I think Major Kill did a much better video on this topic than this. And I originally wrote the comment, well, fuck off and watch that one then. And in the end, I just put the comment in OnlyThings as like, I wanted to say this. And they were like, do it. And I was like, I should now. I've probably missed the moment. Like,
Yeah.
Because life's too short.
Yeah.
They want to have a conversation but don't have the social skills to do it in a good way.
Well, then don't have a...
But it was the same woman. So there's an old boy on the till because the allotment shed is run by volunteers and it's primarily...
Had a massive campaign for years. We all went our separate ways and years later the DM revived it. He developed the world as it kept going and our old characters were some of the villains.
That's
cool.
amazing. That's old friends and getting back together. That's incredible.
Yes, the like allotment shop shed thing is run by volunteers and it's primarily old boys behind the till because allotmenting isn't a young person's hobby really.
No.
And
No.
this same woman who butted in, and the guy was advising me just fine. Same woman who butted in made the old boy behind the till get all frazzled and sort of doubting himself over the sake of £2. And then that whole row of people, because they do the maths by pen and paper, they've got a really old till.
Oh, bless them.
Yeah, they've got a new card machine. I think it was the talk of the town for a month when they got a card machine because of COVID. But they do all their working out on pen and paper, and all of their like compost and everything, it's by weight, so you weigh it out and you can buy it like that. She made him doubt himself for the sake of £2, and if the voice was his, he was just talking about something really upsetting and touching like 5 minutes before, so he was already a bit nervous.
D&D and role-playing games are like stories or books. You get quick short stories and multi-novel series.
That's a really nice way of looking at it, I guess, actually. Someone has said you can do a whole game in a night of D&D.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on with your story. Thank you, Sister Marcy.
Yeah, so by the time I got to him, he was totting up all my seeds and everything, and he went through it 3 times, and I put my hand on his, and I was like, no, I agree with you. I think it's £25.60. I've been adding it up as well. And he was like, I'll just go through it one more time. And I went, I don't think you need to, but if you want to, you can. But I agree with you. I'm happy to pay that price. I just sort of thought, for the sake of £2, this whole room now is really embarrassed that they've been caught out by £2.
And sometimes people will just stick
Honestly.
their nose in when it's not fucking welcome.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like, and this is going to sound harsh, but sometimes I feel like there needs to be a little bit more of going, sorry, we didn't fucking ask you.
I need to. This was going to be like the year of being brave
I don't
and
like.
stuff, but I should have.
I'm not saying every single time someone speaks out they should be slammed down, but when someone speaks out in such a manner that tries to attempt to, so this is the important distinction, right? Someone can speak out because they see something that's wrong or they think something's wrong, and you can do it in a way that is respectful.
Yeah.
And you can do it like, I'm ever so sorry, I don't think you've got that quite right. I think it's this. Can we just check it? You can do it respectfully. You don't have to be rude. You can be polite about it. Or what you can do is you can work very hard to make a person feel this big and make them feel tiny. And if when you decide to speak up or interrupt or put your 10 pence in or 10 cents in for those of you across the pond, if you do that in a disrespectful, rude way, I think you should be told, fuck off and shove it up your ass.
Yeah.
Because there's no requirement ever socially to be rude or disrespectful if no one else at that point in time has been rude or disrespectful. I think the only time that you ever are justified in being rude and disrespectful is in response to someone doing that. Some people will say, well, you're lowering yourself to those level. Yeah, well, sometimes that's the only level those people understand.
Yeah, she you just walk out of there like, man, that whole room is just double checking everything. And
that would have stuck with him for the rest of the day.
Yeah, maybe the till is wrong by a couple of quid, so it can go in a charity box.
My 11-year-old nephew said he wanted to be the best at Pokemon for his birthday. Got him at cost 32 packs of the newest cards so he can dominate his primary school. Pokemon champion lad. Wreck them.
Love it, yeah. That's the way. Pay to win, go in hard. Teach him to never lose, Ginger Steve. That's the way to do it. Adam says, someone gifted me a sub, apparently. Super sweet, thank you. Saved me a £5. This time, Adam, you can pay it forward next month, though. Or you can gift a membership if you really wanted to pay it forward. But thank you so much for coming in and saying thank you. It's amazing. It was probably, to be fair, it's probably John McArdle.
Do you want to hear this? Laura Brand. Allotments equal drama. Someone slashed my dad's polytunnels and dumped a bucket of water over him. Why?
Where the fuck's his allotment? Beirut? What? Hit her with the shovel and use her as compost, says Ben. Would you mind telling us what an allotment store is, says Dubious D?
Oh, okay. So the allotment store is it's pretty much, I think, like a very small hangar. And it's just full of anything to do with gardening and allotmenting. And you have to be a member to be able to purchase from there. But it's run by volunteers. And I think by the way it looks, if they make a profit, they either donate it to the local preschool so the local preschool can have an allotment, or they put it back into the allotment somehow or another. So, and it's
you can buy things. You can buy things that you would use in your allotment.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what allotment is, if you're sat there because you're in a different country going, what the fuck is an allotment? It's essentially a rented plot of land that you cultivate and you can use to grow things, flowers, vegetables, fruits, etc.
Yeah.
Simply because, so our back garden, for example, in our house, is all paving slabs, low maintenance, super easy to look after. It's all paving slabs and gravel. There's no grass. We've got pots and
Raised beds.
Raised beds is the word. I was about to call them troughs, but they're not troughs, are they? Raised beds, which you've got some capacity to grow some things in, but don't really satisfy Lucy's need and want to have green fingers and grow things. And so she's got an allotment locally, which she can fuck off away from the kids, leave them here with me, go get some fresh air, get her fingers dirty, play in the mud for a bit, and not have to worry about children going, Mom! So
yeah,
it's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Although I do have the stereotypical old man coming over because I was trying to kill.
Trying to chat you up.
No, honestly, they're all like, "Oh, what you doing there?" And when I go, "Well, if you must know, I'm trying to kill this brown bug because I don't want it." "Oh, no, don't do that. Just wrap it up." "No, I don't want it. I want to kill it." "No, don't do that." "Right, you go back to yours. I'm going to go on mine." I've had to put my earphones in and be really rude myself and just pretend I can't hear him now because he will not leave me alone. Mr. Advice, full of the wonders of allotmenting. I don't care. I really don't
care.
So
Edu came in.
Was that allotment in Coventry?
I think she's talking about Laura's. Edu came in, just got my email about receiving a membership gift. Thank you for another member of this channel. So another guy who's just been randomly notified he's got to give you membership has come and said, thank you, you're a hero, legend. He then said, what is this year's allotment meta? Our tomatoes now OP. That's an amazing comment. Thanks, man. Love you. Allotments are hangover from World War II when we were running out of food. I don't actually know where they came from.
Yes, they are, because any bit of green land, so roundabouts, gardens, any bit of green land was turned into growing space.
I don't have the patience to grow anything.
It's not necessarily about the growing it to then get it on your table. That's the ultimate goal, to actually grow your own. But for me, it's more about the learning and the patience. And
I grew strawberries once in our old house. But I'm like, right, there's some dirt. I'm going to put my seed in the dirt. Cool. Why hasn't it grown yet? Where is it?
Where are my strawberries?
Why hasn't it grown yet? Honestly, that's me. I have not got the patience for things like allotmenting.
I love it.
I don't have the patience for that at all.
It sounds really silly, but when you come across like a tuft of orange fur and you're like, oh, that's not a cat.
Army of Paint says I'm
Fox has
having to
been
give up
here.
my allotment. I can't take my dog with me. Too many allotment rules. That's fine. That's harsh.
I can take Emmy with me.
Yeah, we can take our pooch.
Yeah.
She's about somewhere. You grew a beard. I mean, that's not really patience, John. Just leave it alone. That's not really a patience thing, is it? Allotments are a serious business in the UK. Well, apparently Laura's ones are vicious, right? Thank you very much for the explanation.
Chris Bailey says, nah, it's cucumbers. I have a story about a cucumber, Chris.
Oh God, is this allowed?
I think
on
it was
YouTube?
like day maybe 5 on my new patch. Another old man approaches me with a cucumber that quite frankly looks like a small
Essentially,
marrow.
UK allotments are old people dating sites, it seems.
So he comes up and then he just sort of thrusts this marrow in my face. And I was like, oh, hello. I know. There is no etiquette on the allotment.
So wait, so an old man walked up to you and thrust his marrow in your face?
Yeah.
Okay.
My husband grew pumpkins that we used to make jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween, but he hasn't done it in a while. And I can't keep succulents alive, much less grow anything.
I grew pumpkins in our back garden, turned my back for a second, and squash fly got them.
So
Mad.
Hang on, let's carry on. The old man walked up and thrust his marrow in your face.
He sort of strides up, and my allotment is 5 rods long, which is 25 metres. I had to Google that myself because I was like, why are you talking in rods? What's this now? So he strides up about halfway up my little strip, thrusts this marrow in my face, and then gives me more advice because I could be Alan Titchmarsh's niece for all they know. I might be the best thing on that allotment, but they all feel the need to tell me what to do. It's fine. I've come to peace with it. Put my headphones in and just ignore them all now. And then he said, it's a gift from my plot to yours. Welcome to the allotment. And I was like, oh, thank you very much. That's lovely. I got it home, chopped it up, bit into it. It was the most disgusting cucumber I've ever had. So I told my friend about it and she went, oh, that'll be the male plant. The cucumbers that go into the salads are the female plant. The male plants are about good enough to compost. That's it.
That's not real.
Yeah, apparently.
Male and female cucumbers.
Disgusting, yeah.
I'm not sure
So
that's...
he gave me a shitty male cucumber because he knew he couldn't use it,
gave
so
you-
I'll fob it off.
He gave you his shitty male cucumber,
Yeah.
thrust it in your face.
Thrust it in my face.
And after you
because
put it
he
in your
can't
mouth-
use it.
Bruce says it's fun when she comes up to a tuft of orange fur and knows it's not a cat. Just said, Luce, you encountered my new fringe in the dirt before another man shoved his marrow in your
So
face.
he shoved his male cucumber in your face, and then after you put it in your mouth, you decided it was disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Right, okay. It is called 40k After Dark. I saw a video on the hub where a woman was picking a very different... Let's not... Okay, look, right. If you suck at growing things, try growing mushrooms. I mean, they just grow anyway, don't they, to be fair?
Growing mushrooms or growing shrooms?
Asbo says, so many things go on down the allotment. Oh, Asbo, I've got some documents for you. Yep, nothing more to say on that one. My car got 25 rods to the hog's head, and that's the way I like it. Is it? Is that English? Wife says she's going to listen with me for the gardening stories. I mean, to be honest with you, Syndicate, this isn't even gardening at this point. It's just softcore porn, right? Where did the stream become weirdly X-rated? I mean, always on Fridays. And I was watching this as they work. I am actually working. So are you saying he knew if he presented his male cucumber because he knew you'd spit it out?
I feel like that's what happened. It's not of use to him. Not because he's got too much. He's in abundance of cucumbers.
You're saying he never
wants to share the love.
You're saying he never wanted you to swallow.
It's no use to him because he knows it's shit. So I'm going to try and ruin someone else's day with it.
I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. Why was this old man's cucumber shitty? That's right. You can recognise the male flowers because I don't know if I should read this, because they do not have a small fruit behind them. They produce the pollen needed from the fruit, but they do not produce the fruit. Matt's fun at a party.
Yeah. Me and Matt get on. We get on great.
Luce and Matt, best friends.
I'll be
That's
getting all
it.
passionate about my compost.
Thank you, Steve, for the donation as well. You're a hero. Lucy for Dungeon Master. Yeah. Yeah. A bard, a wizard, an elf all walked to an allotment. Approaches an old man.
What's that, a marrow?
Put your marrow away. Anyway, right, okay. I think that's enough allotment stories for one day, Luce.
Okay.
What we're saying is allotment people are rude.
Not all of them. Some of them are really lovely. Honestly, it's just, I think it might just be a generational thing. Maybe they're excited that there's a younger person on the allotment and they're all just so full of, because I get it. Once you have the knowledge and you find what works, you just want to pass it on. I get it. But when it's every time, it just gets a little bit like, would you piss off?
Brood Rooster Pauls, is anything to come away from D&D talk?
Loose, that sounds like an initiation type thing. I bet he does that to all the new people.
I mean, without context as well, this is getting even worse. John says,
my college buddies couldn't pass freshman classes, but they could grow anything in their dorm closet.
Yeah.
I bet they could, yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny says, I'm dying laughing. People at work are looking funny. So the male cucumber has 2 small fruit behind them.
I don't know. This was just what I said to my friend. Like, why did that cucumber taste like a bag of shit? And that's when she was like, it'll be the male plant. So the female cucumbers are the ones you put on your salad. The male ones, they're very bitter. You pretty much just compost
I love
them.
the fact that you're still trying to power through talking about actual cucumbers as well at this point. I appreciate that. I respect that.
Someone might find themselves in a pub quiz. You never know. And it might be the winning question.
I'm not sure that's a concern. And Fred, thank you for joining us at Jarl tier, you legend. There will be at some point in the next 2 weeks the restart of the monthly giveaway. The giveaway typically runs for 14 days. So if you are a Jarl, if you've been gifted a Skull membership tonight, you can, for £4 of your own money, upgrade to Jarl. And what we do is at one point in the month, a giveaway goes live. Don't panic, because that giveaway sits live for 2 weeks, and you just go in there. If you're a Jarl or above, you just go in there and you click a little button on the giveaway and it automatically enters you. At the end of the giveaway period, so March is ended tonight at 9:30 something, 5 I think you guys set it to. The bot will randomly select one of the people that click the little button who were a Jarl and above at the point of entering, right? So you just get access to it by being a Jarl or higher. There's nothing else that you need to do as long as you're in Discord and you have linked your YouTube account to your Discord account so it unlocks the right levels for you. So click that little button, enter into the giveaway. If you win a combat patrol box of your choice. We give away 12 combat patrol boxes a year at least, because every single month we give away a combat patrol box. Okay, so make sure when it does go live in probably 2 weeks' time, you click the little button and you get involved. If you want to go higher, her Skull tier currently gets a couple of behind-the-scenes photos. We need to start adding more. The problem is a lot of what we want to add is behind NDA, so we have to be careful. But it is a great way of supporting us, obviously, because it's a higher tier. Thanes get access to the Only Thanes WhatsApp chat, and that shit's getting busy now. Aces will send you pictures of Joe's feet. But Thanes and Aces both get to go in the Only Thanes WhatsApp chat, and that WhatsApp chat's got like 20 people in there right now. That's impressive. And it's busy as well. Like, I'm currently coming down to, I'm like opening the Thanes chat to like 70 WhatsApp messages nowadays a day. It's quite nice. It's a good group of people. If you're a dickhead, don't join the Thanes. Don't want you in that WhatsApp group.
Generally, don't be a dickhead over here.
Just don't be a dickhead, and then you're welcome, right?
We are not the tribe for you if you are a dick.
Yeah, just don't be a dickhead. Ginger Steve, gifted 10 more memberships. You fucking dancer. Thanks, man. What a legend. Love you, Ginger Steve. Even if you're Ginger and you're called Steve and you're originally from the Midlands, I still love you. You're amazing. You're a great human. Welcome new friends. Yeah, welcome everybody. If you have been gifted a membership, even if you don't upgrade and you don't become a Haskell or a Thane or a Jarl, just by being a Skull tier, ! Discord, come and join us in the Great Hall server. You can also join at Hasir tier to get Discord access, because I didn't want to make the price point too high that too many people went, I can't afford the £5. But honestly, the £5 tier and above is the best way of supporting the channel. And nowadays, it's super important to us. So memberships and super chats, financially now, are basically the only way you support Luce and I going forward. Right? After what happened with DZ 2 weeks ago, they are now the only way you can support us. And so we are eternally grateful to everybody who chooses to have their own membership and pay their own money, everybody who gifts memberships, everybody who super chats. You people are all incredible. We love you very dearly. So thank you so much. Big shout out to people like John as well. I mean, 151 gifted memberships in a stream is mental. You're banned from gifting next week, John.
But what do we say if the Inland Revenue want to talk to us about John? What do we say? We just say, I don't know.
He sells good cocaine.
No, that's not what we say.
What's Discord? Discord is an app, right, that you can use on your computer or you can get on your phone. And it's essentially an online forum, okay? And so you create a Discord account, you then link your YouTube account. We've got guides on how you do that as well. And it's just like a chat room. It's like an online chat room. There's multiple threads, there's voice channels. It will take some getting used to, but we've got some amazing people in Discord that can show you the ropes. And our Discord is incredibly busy. Okay, so it's like I can't keep up with it, which is amazing because the community is the best when it doesn't need me to operate. Like I've always said that I wanted the community to be bigger than Luce and I, so it's I'm super happy that it is able to just continue without me. Tomorrow evening, for example, they all get together at 8:30 on a Saturday evening for a hobby chat. They just hang out and hobby with each other.
OMG, I just realized Ginger Steve is just you saying ginger in your accent. I thought it was a play on the word ninja.
He's now going to claim it's ninja. But yeah, so like tomorrow at 8:30 in the evening, they'll have a Discord voice chat where they'll all hang out in a hobby on a Saturday evening. I don't go in there on a Saturday for two reasons. Firstly, I don't want to make it all about me all the time because it's about the community. It's about people getting like having a chat and talking to each other without me being in there and being like, hey, look at me. Secondly, Saturdays is Luce and I's only date night. So I'm not going to sit in Discord on our only date night. Are you yawning?
Yeah.
You shock. Only Discord I use these days, so Stick Monkey. Oh yeah, a lot of people say it's the only Discord they use. Where do you upgrade your membership at? Depending on how you took your membership out, depends on how you upgrade. So if you took your membership out on iTunes, on your phone, you have to do it on your phone app. If you took your membership out on the website, you have to do it on the website. If you go to the front page of the channel, let me do this live because I have a membership to a couple of other channels because I try and pay things forward quite frequently. And then I think you go into the See Perks section, and then there's a little, if you click on the website, click on the channel, click on See Perks, which is underneath the banner, and then click on the little Manage Membership cog, and it will give you an option to end membership or change level or whatever you want to do. How you do it on mobile, I don't quite know, but it's probably similar, right? So that's that one sorted. If you want to, there's no pressure. Obviously, you guys all being green names is already incredible, and I'm very, very, very appreciative. So thank you so much. You're going to play D&D on date night.
It's D&D.
We're going to play D&D on date night. Is that what they're saying?
Can two people play it, or does it have to be more than two?
I think when one of you has to be the DM, that'd be a pretty tragic D&D session.
We could take it in turns DMing.
Again, not a euphemism, people. Right. Great for video games, parties, and all around hanging out online. Like to play D&D, says Johnny. Ringo Gore 13. Yo. Hey, man. Welcome. Is John just laundering through YouTube? Yeah, what people don't know is he pays loads of memberships. I just give him the money back, and then it just cleans it.
Saturday is my personal 10-week check-in post for my Fit for 40k, so you can see my post on Sunday then.
Do you know what, right? Today, right, this is interesting. Today, I genuinely considered whether I could move the drum kit up to the spare room somewhere and move the spare room around so that it's not down here, so I could make space for a treadmill, because we haven't used a drum kit for ages. And then literally today, what did the 5-year-old do, Luce?
Played on the drums.
Played on the fucking drums.
Were you going to get rid of it?
I wasn't going to get rid of it. I was going to do something with it because I was going to put a treadmill in it or something, or an exercise bike.
You're not going to use the exercise bike.
I feel like I would if I had it in here.
You have a perfectly good bike in the shed.
Yeah, but I have to go outside, and that's scary. I could come down here, get on the treadmill, do half an hour, and then come to my desk and start working.
That won't happen. It won't happen. Where's the drum kit going to go?
That was my problem. Like, how do I set it up somewhere else that's useful so I can still use it if I want to, or so could Ben use it if he wants to?
Right here.
But then where's my treadmill going to go?
It'll stay in the shop. You could just go running.
No!
Go outside.
Yeah. Who wants to go outside?
Lots of people want to go outside.
I want to
Outside is good.
I want to put a treadmill in the house with a screen on the wall, so I can put on like my favourite YouTube stream or whatever, and just run for half an hour watching that, and I don't have to go out anywhere.
What is a Kraken's favourite meal? Fish and chips. Today has been great until I started getting ready for my colonoscopy. It's turned rather poopy, but you two are making me laugh. Also cucumber. Enjoy the weekend, you two.
Neil, I'm glad we're making you smile, man. Thank you so much for the donate. You're an absolute legend. Love you dearly. You hero. We're going to wait for Brood Roosters to come through, Luce, and then we'll get ready for your fact of the night. The reason why 295 people, despite the fact that not everyone has liked, has waited until the end of the stream is for Luce's fact of the night.
Okay.
We also have to wait till the likes at least match the viewers, right? So get on it, fucking people. Click the like button now. Now!
Do it now!
Like the stream, you shits.
Male cucumber.
I didn't even know cucumbers had the male-female thing. I thought it was just the plant. I didn't realise it was relative to the fruit or vegetable.
I don't know.
Leo. Just saying hi from Meg and I, but switching to my niece's lacrosse game. No offense. Love all.
No offense taken, Zach. 1, we're just finishing, so great timing. 2, good luck to your niece. I hope she has a good time and she plays a good game. 3, love you and Meg. Speak to you soon. How about all those? Huh? No offense. Love you. Zach's amazing. Zach's one of the Tabletop Titans team, by the way. If you haven't already, make sure you check out Titans. I haven't got an exclamation mark for them. I probably should, the amount of work we do together now. Anyway, it's that time of the night. We're here. We're ready. It's Luce's fact of the week. Night. Stream.
Most people fart between 14 and 23 times a day.
Fake news. Well over those numbers. Well over those. 14 and 23. 14 and 23 is a really weird number to throw out there. Like 14 and 23 seems very specific, but that's giving you a 9 fart difference. Like, I don't feel like that's right.
That's almost 1 per hour if you were the higher end.
Non-binary cucumber. Cucumber.
Well, if you sleep for 8 hours, you're awake for 16.
Yeah.
14 is going some.
Yeah, but it's really common to fart in your sleep because you're relaxed and you're not.
Dobius is not an electric kit, it's a proper kit. I have lessons that I need to start doing, but with what's gone on over the last few weeks, I've had no chance to do anything but basically work. Luce, get Liam a Peloton subscription.
Oh no.
I reckon I would rather have that than a gym membership.
You have a gym membership.
Exactly.
Do you use it?
That's why I'd rather have the other one. I see someone to put it right. Females don't fart, don't forget. What a useless statistic. How do you know it's useless? That could be. Those are rookie numbers. Need to pop them up, says Ian. Brilliant. Right, anyway. You people have been amazing. It is, however, past the closing time for 40k After Dark, right? So you're all amazing people. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love you dearly. We are, however, going to have a weekend of a little bit of chilling. I say chilling. I'm actually working both days. But we get our date night tomorrow night. So I'm excited for that, right? And we'll be back with a 40k stream on Tuesday at 1:30 for the Liam and Joe show. So get hyped for the Liam and Joe show. Hopefully we'll have some more information from GW to talk about because it's very, very, very exciting currently with 10th edition. If, however, you don't want to wait till Tuesday for more Liam and Joe content, !gaming on the chat, click on the link, hit subscribe, check out our gaming channel, which is now Monday afternoon streams. So from normally around lunchtime on Mondays, Joe and I go live with the currently with Call of Duty Warzone 2 DMZ, which is just the best at the moment. And we frequently get joined by the War Hipster as well. So it's 3 40k content creators hanging out in DMZ, chatting bollocks and having fun. We've started hitting 60, 70 live viewers, which is amazing. Right? It's really good for a brand new channel that we've been running for about a month. Joe really wants us to get monetized. That means hitting 1,000 subscribers and hitting 4,000 watch hours. So if you want to come and check out that content, hanging out with us, watching us play DMZ.
The missus does that an hour.
Brilliant. Then just hit !gaming, come and hang out with us in the gaming channel. That's it. We're going to wait for Ginger Steve Super Chat. We're going to say thank you to everybody and we'll say goodnight and we love you all. Hope you all have a great weekend.
Joe body buffs between 340 and 796 times a day.
Not a day, an hour.
Body buffs.
An hour. He body buffs. What is that, Ginger Steve? Thank you so much for the donate. You're a legend. We're all legends. I hope you all have great weekends. I hope you all enjoy the weekends, even if you're working. I hope you're having fun and doing something interesting at least. Thank you so much for all your support. It means the world to us. We love you very dearly. Lucy, anything you want to add?
Nope.
We have got more likes and viewers right now, so we did do it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.